So next up we're going to do on the CL90 is the electrical. It's notorious for getting a mouse in here, a rat in here, and chewing all this stuff up. So we're going to do the rectifier that is bolted behind inside the frame here, the coil and the condenser. You have to drop the motor to get to all of that. It's all tucked in right here. I already dropped the motor once, pulled it down, put a new coil and a new condenser on, which I'll show you. But then I put it back together and I realized I needed a rectifier too. So I'll show you all the little pieces you have to take off to get it off, and also where the rectifier is and how to change all that. So first thing you have to do is take the exhaust off. It's two 10mm nuts on the end of some studs, and then a 9/16 bolt here, and 9/16 here also. So I'll go ahead and do that. So to hold the motor in, there are three bolts and nuts for the three sit in there 9/16. They're right here, here, and there's one back here. So we're gonna go ahead and take those off next. We're gonna leave the bolts in until we get a jack under it to support it. We'll go ahead and go from there. Another part that you have to take off is the chain and a cover for the chain, which I'll show you here in just a sec. So you see right here is where the chain went. I had to cut it off because it was rusted stuck, but there's a cover that goes over this. It's two screws right here and right here, pops that off. And then the chain, you use a chain breaker to break it, but I had to cut mine. And that just will come right off once you do that. Those are the only things you need to do just to drop it enough to be able to get to the electrical. If you're fully removing it like I did before, you got to take the skids, the foot pegs, which are off right now, and then you have to undo all of the fuel, and I just undo the whole. I don't take the carb off. I just undo the fuel lines like it's pinched right here and drop it. So I'll go ahead and get a jack under it, and then we'll go from there. So now that I've got the jack holding the weight of the motor, we can go ahead and push all the little bolts out. And I lay them in the order on the floor right here in the way they came out, because they do go in specific orders when you pull them out. So now this should slide down when you let the jack down just a little bit. I forgot to take the throttle linkage off, or not the throttle linkage, the shifter linkage. So I'll go ahead and jack it back up and put that back on, or take that back off. So I just undid the linkage at the top so we can slide it through like that. So now we can lower it. So now we can get access to the rectifier. I'll show you the video of when I'll show you the rest of when I drop this all the way out and put a new coil and everything on it, which is a separate portion. But we can get to the rectifier. You just take that bolt off and it'll come down right here. And we'll go ahead and do that right now. So that was a 10mm bolt. So the rectifier that we got is smaller than this. You can clamp the wires off this, it's already connected. So we're just gonna cut these and then reconnect the new rectifier wires right here. But I'll zoom in to show you real quick. So we'll go ahead and cut that off, get a new one put on there real quick. So where the wires were hanging down here, you can actually push them up through and pull them down out here so they are a little easier to work with. Yes, there's a hole up here that you can pull them up through. So the rectifier that I got from eBay, I think it was 18 bucks or something like that. It comes with a clip that you build the actual backside of the clip with these to plug in straight to here so you can plug it in. The only difference is you can see here is it's the rectifier has red, 2 yellows, and a green. The bike has a red, a pink, a yellow, and a green. Green is ground, red is power, and the other is for the directional. So we'll go ahead and crimp those on, build the plug for it, and then plug it in. But it's yellow and pink. We'll go to yellow and yellow when we're done. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so we know that the yellows are on the bottom of this connector that's gonna go in like this. So we're gonna put the pink and yellow in the bottom 2 holes, and then it'll be red on this side and green on that side. So let's go ahead and put green in there. Red in here. All right, let's stuff it back through. All right, there we go. Clips are still all in, everything seems good. Plug it in. And we had to find a bolt to be able to use that bolt hole for it because it was a stud on the side of the rectifier. But we'll go ahead and do that here in a second, but that's not important. So I pulled the motor out and replaced the coil and the condenser with new ones. The condenser I got was a new old stock, so it's exactly perfect, everything that I need. The coil was one from eBay, and of course the wires are the wrong colors. This is supposed to be, I believe, blue or green, and it's supposed to have a female end, not a male end. None of it's marked as to which is positive and negative, so I had to get that from the manufacturer. This doesn't sit right. This is on the wrong side. It's supposed to be over here, but we'll still try to make it work. But so I have to connect these all up the right way. So this blue will have to go into this, but I have to splice the old connector on it. But we'll go from there and we'll see what we can do. So we got the rectifier in. We put the new coil, the new condenser on. We've just done the exact opposite of the way we took it off. Is we bolted it up, jacked it up, put the 3 big bolts with the nuts on them. Bolt here, nut here, and the 2 10mm right here. So all of the electrical should be good. The only thing we haven't done is the points, which we'll do in a different episode. But that's basically the underneath part of the electrical that's hiding under the frame. So any questions, comment below.